we've got an absolute superstar guest. You would know Sarah Jessica Parker, right? She's the actress. Carrie Bradshaw is the character.
Yes.
But whose life was this? That's Candace Bushnell. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Good morning.
The
Real life Carrie Bradshaw.
So, Candace, good morning. Welcome to Cape Town.
Thank you.
I see Joburg treated you very well. Sold out shows that side.
Yes. And it was absolutely wonderful. So I did my one-woman show there, True Tales of Sex, Success, and Sex in the City.
Yes.
And we had so many women coming dressed up and wearing T-shirts that said, I'm a Miranda, I'm a Charlotte. So it was really a wonderful, wonderful experience.
So, this was originally a column that you wrote.
It was a column in the New York Observer. So in the show, it's basically the origin story of Sex in the City. It's how I created Sex in the City, how hard I worked to get there, why I invented Carrie Bradshaw, and what happened to me afterward. And I answer some of fans' most burning questions, like, was there a real Mr. Big? Do I really have a shoe obsession like Carrie Bradshaw?
And how could she afford all those shoes?
I mean, she wrote columns. Dope columns, but those shoes are expensive.
Well, remember the shoes were cheaper back
Back
in the 90s.
Okay.
But I know.
Number one. And number two, I mean, I personally, I had a column in Vogue magazine while I was writing Sex in the City. And it paid pretty well.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
Economy was pretty healthy back then.
Yes, it was a healthy economy. Yes. It's the origin story of Sex in the City. And it's also my story of how I came to New York and how I managed to become successful and become my own Mr. Big.
Yes.
So it's also my message to women, which is really about becoming your own Mr. Big as opposed to being with Mr. Big.
So, Candace, for Sibs here has been on the sidelines of the dating game, watching.
I've been in
For a long
relationships.
time.
He's acting like I've never, ever
You know, I'll put it in.
dipped into romantic relationships.
I'll put it into context for you. You know, we would say rugby, say NFL game in America. There's the players in the game, and then there's people in the stands watching. That is Sibs, and the relationship is happening on the field. How does she get into the game now? Because, I mean, when you were writing, things have changed.
Yes, and that is one of the things that I talk about in the show. Some of the new types of men you'll find out there
And also,
in the dating game.
it's a whole new world out there.
It is. You know, you can go on dates, but nothing ever happens.
Oh, well,
There's
that's
a
not what
lot
I've
of
heard.
ghosting. There's a lot of breadcrumbing. What are some of the other
There's now
terms?
anti-ghosting. What I've heard recently is the guy that's in vogue now is the nerd. They make the best husbands, apparently.
Any theories on that, Candace?
That type has been a popular type for a while, actually. You know, I mean, it's the nerd, the tech guy. Yeah, because he's probably going to make a lot of money. So
Yeah.
that's always attractive. What can I say?
And he's always at home. He's never at the bar.
You know, you'd be surprised. Guys are guys. I hate to say it. Scratch the surface. It's like, yes, on the outside, they can be different types, but, you know, underneath, they're all quite similar.
And I mean, you've experienced, this Sex in the City story of yours over the 90s, the 2000s, and now we're in the 2010s. Have you seen kind of the dating world change? The kind of women who come up to you and want to hear stories or want to tell you their stories?
A lot of women come up to me and tell me their stories. And I'm always interested to hear them. And I would say they're a little bit more horrifying than they used to be. I think one of the differences is that in the 80s and 90s, which now is like, it is literally another century, there was a lot more positive experiences. There was more romance to dating. You could meet somebody pretty much anywhere. You could be in the supermarket, picking out oranges and lock eyes with somebody and something could happen. And now, despite all of the access we have to so many different people, it's I hear a lot. People have a lot more negative experiences than they used to.
Where are we in 2023 with chivalry? Okay. This is a topic that comes up on the show a bit.
On your show, yes.
On the show.
Because he brings it up.
I'm a very chivalrous man.
He likes
Okay.
to say.
I like to open
I
doors.
always worry when men say that.
You see the looks you're getting there, Candace. You see, this is why
Yes,
we don't
you're
know.
right. We are exchanging looks. We're like,
Yeah.
we know what's going on here.
We're having a whole
Okay.
conversation without opening our mouths.
I think there's plenty of chivalry around. I mean, I even amongst young men, but it's that's really manners.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is chivalry? Is chivalry opening doors, or is it not cheating on your wife?
Hello.
Okay.
Right.
All right? So, you can get away with like, oh, I'm opening doors and I'm buying a drink and this and that, but I'm out there getting my weenie waxed.
Let's get down to the basics.
So,
Getting my weenie waxed. Okay. Yeah, but there is that. Oh, if a guy
I don't
brings.
know if you can say that on this show.
No, you can. You can say pretty much anything
after 8, yeah.
After 8. But has the game changed in the sense that, and I hear a lot of this, where the women chase the men, and the men don't chase the women anymore?
Yes, that is definitely true. And I hear that from, it's teenage girls. They go after guys. I mean, it's great. The difference is the guys don't always respond. Sometimes they run away.
Yeah.
And for
But-
older women, is it a case of women knowing what they want, maybe, and kind of being unapologetic and going after it?
Yes, I think there's part of that, but I will say a lot of younger guys go after older women. That's one of the things that's really changed. Is there used to be that sort of taboo. 25 years ago, a guy in his mid-20s was not going to go after a 50-year-old woman. Now they do.
Well, it's because they got a house. They got, they'll have from.
They've got stuff.
Stability.
Yeah, they got it all.
Well, my friends and I have a theory, actually. If you're in your 50s or 60s, you can go out with 20's a little young, 30-something, 40-something. The 50-something guys, they're looking for somebody younger because they probably want to get married and start a family.
Yeah.
And the 60-something guys are always looking for the 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's the 70-something guys.
How are they doing?
They're horny.
They're in the homes.
I swear.
Is that a fact? Is that what we
They
got?
all take Viagra before they go on a date, and they're the ones that are like, gotta spend the night. It's like, I don't even know you.
Out my nogie koutie. And what would you say is the best love advice that you've ever given or received?
I don't know. I was married once, and I realized, being married is really about love that you give. So that's really sort of, I think, the best advice is that, when you're married, it's about giving love as opposed to, taking it.
What are you going to
Take it,
get
get
from
out of
it?
right.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to
Yeah.
what it's really about what are you giving?
Yeah, I've never heard that perspective. I like that.
See, I'm not totally cynical in New York.